Yeah, it is. I lived here for 17 years. I just moved a few months ago to Tampa, Florida. So last night I thought and when I was here in my younger years, I used to play in rock and roll bands. You may know it's a rule if you live in Austin, you're required to play in a band, so I was just following the rules. So I decided I'll go down to 6th Street, and I'm just right near the hotel, and poke my head into some of the old haunts where we used to play a few songs, have a few drinks. And I did that, and it was fine, but it gave me a really particular feeling. And you know what that particular feeling was? Old. Somebody said. I said, good Lord, everybody here's got to be 18 with a fake ID. Where are your parents? What's going on? So anyway, glad to be here. Some of you may be familiar with our association from a presentation that was just given at the Lunch and Learn. Looked like we had 150 or 200 of you folks listening to Jenny Ordine and Pete Lucas talk a little bit about comprehensive automotive mobility solutions, which I'll talk for a second about as well. But I do want to say, I've been to a million conferences. I feel like this group is a conference-savvy crowd. I've never been once to see the sponsor speak, and I'm not expecting that you came to see me speak. So we'll make this very quick, get the real talent up here on the stage. I saw she has a lot more letters after her name than I do. I'm expecting she's a little more qualified than I am. So you all know about the association, perhaps from the Lunch and Learn. You also may know about us through an education offering we have that's available to all of you for free for continuing education, and that's called, well, it's the same thing. We call it CAMS because Comprehensive Automotive Mobility Solutions is not the catchiest name. So the CAMS offering is available to anybody for 3 hours for free. It's an online training course, and you may know about us from that. If you don't know about us from that, let me just give you the quick version of it. We sell the wheelchair accessible vans. That's what our dealers do. That's a gross oversimplification. We also have the manufacturers that actually build and convert those vans. We have the manufacturers that create and maintain the special adaptive equipment that goes in, talking about the hand controls, specialized seating, all those kind of things. And we're a nonprofit trade association. I want to take a second and talk about what is NMEDA really doing here. CMSA is a nonprofit trade association, or I should say a professional association. We're a nonprofit trade association. One of the things that we have in common with you is a heavy emphasis on education. At NMEDA, we have what's called the Quality Assurance Program, and it's accreditation that our dealer members are required to obtain and to maintain. We take the integrity of that program very, very seriously. It requires ongoing training and education. And really importantly, it includes a third-party annual audit to make sure our dealers are staying in compliance with the program. It's a big deal to us. I won't get into the details of it on the website. You can read about it. But it is an important part of our value proposition to our members and to our partners like you. The other thing that I think makes our association similar is I don't think it's too much of a statement to say we're dedicated to changing people's lives. When I talk to the men and women who run these dealerships out there, that I've been struck by just how much it means to them to be able to give mobility back to somebody who didn't used to have it. It's a big deal, it changes lives. I know you all go through that all the time with what you do as well. So, real quickly, what we're not a vendor, okay? I don't have a product or a service to offer you. If you come to our booth and say, man, I saw that Danny at the opening general session, man, he's something, I'll take whatever he's selling. He's something else. We don't have anything. All we have is a message that we're trying to share with you, and it's pretty fundamental. These solutions are out there. Your patients deserve to know that there are opportunities for mobility out there that they may not be aware of. And then the second part of that is, and this is where the QAP accreditation comes in and our association comes in, is the provider that you choose for that patient, you don't choose for them, but you may refer to that patient, for that patient, it makes a difference. There's people out there, not putting too fine a point on it, who don't know what they're doing. And it's not a good idea. The consequences for people fooling around in the space of automotive adaptive equipment, who don't know what they're doing, can be catastrophic. It can be life and death consequences. It really is that serious. That's one of the reasons we try to maintain our accreditation as well as we possibly can, and at the highest level that we possibly can. So, we're not here selling anything. What are we asking for? Asking for something pretty simple here. Understand and stay up on the automotive mobility options available for your patients. When referring to patients, recognize the importance of education and safety training for mobility dealers. That means referring to QAP dealers. That's the way you know that your patients are most likely to get the safest outcomes. And then the last thing is, let us know if we can do anything to help. We're a nonprofit trade association. we're kind of small. You know, I see us as an executive sponsor up there with these pharmaceuticals, kind of makes me laugh. We have 8 people in our whole entire staff. But we're glad to be here, and I'd like to be up in the lights with those big names. But we're happy to help you. Call the office, email us anytime, and we'll get you the answers about these things that you need. One quick way I can help you is the NMEDA website. Those of you in the Lunch and Learn already saw this. This is the homepage, as you might guess, NMEDA.org. Right here, you put in your patient's zip code. Right there, you hit Find Dealers, and it'll tell you QAP dealers within a certain radius of the zip code you enter. Let me wrap it up on a quick personal note. In April, my dad had a stroke, and then very shortly after, adding to the bad luck, was diagnosed with lung cancer. So he's going to have some surgery in July, and I'm not here to pull emotional heartstrings or anything like that. We'll get him through it. But he has a case manager, and that was my first individual exposure to a case manager. Maybe that's his case manager right there, I don't know. Are you from Iowa? Anyway, they're doing a heck of a job. My sister's the main point of contact. I'm in Tampa, Florida. My sister's up there in Iowa with my dad. And what that case manager has done to help coordinate the care has been unbelievably valuable to our family. And so I want to thank you for what you do and say I'm proud to be associated with you. I'm proud that our associations are partners with each other. Thank you very much, and have a great conference.